As you can see, there's a lot here, because like I said, we keep this thing on loop, and you just keep on recording, and it rolls like tape, basically. So we got this whole line here of recorded bass. And now the task at hand, which is not necessarily an easy one, is to listen to all of this and then go through and, pick out the stuff that sounds good. You might listen, maybe you say, ugh, I hate that first note. Ugh, it's just terrible. So, you take out that first note. Maybe this first part right here is going to be the jam for you. So you put that there, and that's just an example of what I mean. So obviously there's a million things here. At one point or another, I switched over to finger picking right about here when this is all blown out. That's the first finger pick note. So you're going to have a lot of different variety to choose from. But that's cool. I can rotate things around and copy and paste things together and make a pretty unique bass line out of this. So I'm going to briefly go over a technique that I like to do with the bass, and that basically involves duplicating the bass and separating the two, one of them being a sub bass and the other being a mid-high bass. That way I can have individualized control over both of them, applying different amounts of sidechain compression and EQ to each one. So here, basically hit Command D to duplicate, and then on the bottom one, change the transpose down -12 semitones so that it's one full octave below. Having to make necessary adjustments to each one. So this one has the sidechain compression and brought in an EQ8. Basically transforming that into a sharp low-pass filter, so that the only thing you're getting out of that particular track are the very, very low sub-frequencies. And then on the other track, we do the opposite. Bring in an EQ8 and turn that one into a high-pass filter. What I'm trying to do here is basically have the cutoff points at more or less the same area. So if I'm going to cut off the low pass filter at 100 Hertz, then I want the high pass filter to also cut off around 100 Hertz. One other thing I'm going to do is adjust the sidechain compressor on the bass track that is pitched down an octave. I'm going to make different adjustments on the compressor than I would on the mid to high bass track. Basically, on the pitched down bass track, I can bring the threshold down way more and have far more gain reduction going on, since that channel is mostly taking care of all of the really, really low frequency stuff. So at this point, I'm almost ready to go in and pick out the final bass parts and edit them all together into one. Before I do that though, I want to create a bass bus for this. So basically I just need to go and open up a new audio track. Of course we want to name it appropriately, bass bus. We gotta send both of these, instead of to the master, send it to bass bus. And then click in. Now both of these tracks are going into that one track, and we can now EQ that track in an effort to blend the two separate ones together and make it sound like one again. After this is done, then we'll be ready to go through, listen to all of the different takes, and decide on which ones will be the final ones. I'm gonna go in here and just make a couple more adjustments, just some basic level adjustments. Sometimes it helps to just mute certain things so you can really get a good idea of how other elements sound together. As you can see, I'm going through and listening to the different takes now. I think what would probably be a good idea is to drag this audio over to the right and then pull it out so that I have the full scope of every single take, and then I can start dragging it over one take at a time, really listening to each one so I can figure out which ones I want to keep. Okay, so I've got the audio, moved it over to the right, and then dragged it all the way out to the left, and now I gotta just line it up. Make sure that they're lined up, put that one in there on the one, and then that one. So when I'm done listening to this segment, then I can go highlight the one to the right of it, drag that over into the loop, and listen to that one. Since this is just basically a process of me having to listen to these parts and choose, I think it's probably a good time for me to just fast forward. What you're seeing here is about 15 minutes condensed into 15 seconds. So I think at this point we'll just go ahead and end this video, and I just want to thank you guys all for watching, and be sure to like and share and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you guys all got something out of this. If not, maybe the next one will be the one for you. Thanks, and take care.